ThinkAg is actually a very unique platform in its design. We observed the activities of accelerators and incubators that work in startup space. We observed the activities of industry associations like NASSCOM and FICCI and CII. And we try to identify what is the gap that is there in the kind of work that these organizations are doing, and what is the potential opportunity via that gap. Mm-hmm. And that's really what got us thinking about creating ThinkAg as a platform which is for collaboration, and it's in a not-for-profit design. What we would like to be known as is collaboration platform for technology entrepreneurs and corporate players. Mm-hmm. So really collaboration is at the heart of the activities of the platform. We have three main, we have four verticals. One is an ag clinic, second is an ag lab, and third is ag partnerships, and fourth is finally ag investments. Let me start with the ag investments piece. While the name is ag investments, the core objective of ag investments is actually to bring together investor community, which, as you know, would ultimately determine how well these technology entrepreneurs are progressing in their journey. Bring the investor community closer to the technology entrepreneurs who are being guided and supported by ThinkAg platform and also by others. What we are thinking about, and these are still discussions, there are three particular dimensions that we are exploring to see how technology entrepreneurs, FPOs, and corporates could work together. One dimension is access to finance for FPO. As you know, access to finance in the agri value chain is a very, very difficult piece. While the government has many policies and programs, the on-ground access still remains very, very limited. Mm-hmm. So this is an area where we see there's a potential opportunity. So we've been in discussion with some banks and non-banking finance companies to see how to work on this together. The second aspect that we are exploring as part of the process is look at how digitization of input supply chains could be an area where FPOs could partner with technology entrepreneurs and then at some level with corporates. During this COVID time, many of the input companies found it very difficult to reach out to farmers. Okay. And what they ended up doing was started to partner with the technology entrepreneurs who are working on input supply chains. Whether they were having an advisory model or they were having a supply model or they were having crop assessment model, they suddenly became an important part of these input companies' outreach program to the farming community. And so really, that is one example. There are many out there. The acceleration of adoption of digital technology is something that we have seen in a big way during these COVID times. And, leveraging now those three ordinances, which are now acts of parliament, gazetted acts now, we believe that this can only go faster. What will also happen in the future, as I mentioned a little while ago, is emergence of new market opportunities, structured markets that will happen. Mm-hmm. So eNAM will become obviously more important. It will become a robust platform over the next 5-7 years. There'll be similar market opportunities, both digital and physical, that will come up. I think, yes, there is, I would say in the last 24-36 months, the activity among the Agtech entrepreneurs is much more than what was in the previous 5 years. So clearly there is a upsurge. Now, a lot needs to be done to sustain this. And one of the gaps is what ThinkAg is trying to fulfill, which is the relationship between the startups, entrepreneurs, and the corporate. We all know that these startups, even if they have a direct-to-farmer model, it is very difficult for them to scale, given that India has maybe 10% of its farming community is medium and large farms, and over 87% is small and marginal.
Mm-hmm.
So the role of corporate, so as typically it is known as business to farmer, B to B to F,
Mm-hmm.
is a model that is currently being run, and that model needs to go deeper and get more mature. So we see that happening in the next 3 to 5 years. That engagement model will get much more mature, and technology entrepreneurs will see greater opportunity for proving their business models and technologies, which should encourage more investments to come. So there will be companies like Agri Bazaar, there will be companies like Cropin, companies like Satshore. These are some of the earlier avatars of startups that have been in this space where we've started to work. Then there are companies like Numerate who are working in the fishery space. So like that, there are startups operating on different sides. There is companies like Dehat, which is on ag input,
Mm-hmm.
that we are helping.
Okay.
Again, these are collaborations that we're supporting in building them. Currently, most of the corporates would be within the input supply chain.
Okay.
Where Bio-crop science and Olam, which is working on commodity sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the output side. We're also working with Godrej Agrovet to see how they get connected to different technology entrepreneurs. Godrej Agrovet, as you know, is in the animal feed business.